Recently, I saw the new FNaF movie, and it was cool. My favorite part, spoiler alert, was when William Afton appeared and said that,
"Look at you! Look at the Sigmas you've become! Look at how Elriz you are! How skibbity toilet you are! You are woke among sussy soy jacks! I gave you gas in Ohio!"
better stop here. FNaF was probably the game that influenced me the most. I remember being in my neighbor's house, and we were playing FNaF 1. Then Golden Freddy appeared. None of us knew about him. Then he gave us a jump scare. And the game crashes. My neighbor, though it was a virus, and uninstalled the game. And I remember me searching online in APEAK mod that you had infinite battery. Now I think like, what was the fun in the game with infinite battery? Anyways, the best part of FNaF is not the gameplay itself, but rather the theories. For example, who doesn't remember the theory that Foxy is actually a good guy? If you remember, you had a good childhood. Supposedly, when you don't check the cameras for too long, he runs out to see if you're okay. But when he comes in your room, his malfunctioning voice box causes the scream, thus giving you a heart attack and causing him to die. And then in FNaF 2, he just wanted to give you a hug. Talking about FNaF 2, it was a great game. Some people say it was hard, I agreed, but I think the best part of FNaF 2 was the minigames. For example, the one that purple guy is holding a banana, I guess. But with FNaF 2, something was created, the timeline. Nowadays, it is confirmed that FNaF 2 takes place before the first. So FNaF 2 is the first one? Actually is 4. I'll talk about the timeline again later. But the biggest problem with FNaF 2 was that, in the first FNaF 1, doubts were created, and everyone thought that FNaF 2 would answer these questions. But instead of that, new questions were created like, who are these animatronics? Is this the same pizzeria as the previous one? Etc. And that's why Scott created FNaF 4, and 5 and 6. Back to the timeline. The first FNaF is FNaF 4, which is the scariest one. Then FNaF 2, then FNaF Sister Location, or FNaF 5, which people say is the best FNaF. Then FNaF 1, the Ogre. Then FNaF 3, which is the one with the best jump scares. FNaF Pizzeria Simulator. That game was an epic troll. FNaF Help Wanted, FNaF Special Delivery, and FNaF Security Breach. Let's talk about which one. FNaF 4 is no doubts the scariest one. I'm still afraid of Fazbear and Nightmare Puppet. This game, too, is the most different. You control a kid stuck in his bedroom. There is no battery, probably in the most iconic minigame in the franchise, and the animatronics have the best design ever, at least the scariest one. And when you finish the game, that box appears. We still don't know what's in there. Then we have FNaF Sister Location, or FNaF 5, which is probably the best FNaF game. Scott took over a year to create this game, and it couldn't be better. New animatronics, new map, and new minigames. The baby minigame in particular, one of the best. FNaF 3, the objective of this game was to have a duel with the game's antagonist, William Afton, who had actually become Springtrap, probably in the most iconic minigame in the franchise, and in the final of the game, the pizzeria burned. And we thought FNaF had ended, but Scott decided to create FNaF Pizzeria Simulator, or FNaF 6, which for me is where the game should have ended. FNaF 6 was a troll at the beginning. When it came out, we thought it was just a pizzeria simulator, but we were surprised by a new FNaF game. No time. You just need to be patient. At the end of the game, Henry gathered all the animatronics and burned them all, including Springtrap. That was the perfect final. FNaF was finished. Unfortunately, Scott retired after the scandal of him donating money to Trump, and he gave FNaF to a AAA company, Steel Wool, that launched with several bugs, something that had never happened with a FNaF game, new characters, and Springtrap was actually alive. Imagine Henry's faces seeing that William is alive. I almost forgot about FNaF Help Wanted, or FNaF VR, which is a cool game. It have almost all the FNaF game inside it. But the new story is just bad. Don't even tell me about FNaF Special Delivery. After FNaF 6, the game's story was boring. It seems like it will never end. I mean, why don't you just let the game die? All FNAFs until 6 were made with love, but the others were made to earn money. Just look at the prices. And that's why you guys should join the communist revolution. Well, I think is that FNAF probably never gonna have an end, because Steel Wool wants money. FNAF is such an important game, which even created several fan games like Five Nights at Candy's or JR's, with their unique stories, animatronics, maps, etc. Well, that's it guys. Hope you liked the video. I tried to make a different type of video. I hope you liked it, and see ya.